Thank you for having me. I'm really honoured to be here and speaking on behalf of Resonate. Resonate have a few innovation projects, and one that we wanted to get off the ground about 18 months ago was a construction noise prediction app for our construction clients.
Mm-hmm.
And before we engaged SoftPositive, we were using Australian developers, and you kindly introduced us to maybe 3 or 4 different companies in Australia and overseas, as you know.
Yes.
So we caught up with each of them, and we immediately felt a really good connection with Michael. He listened to our problem. He asked really intelligent questions, and he responded with an itemized list breaking down our project and tasks, and the hours and the costs that needed to happen to deliver this project. And obviously, being engineers, that really appealed to us.
Mm-hmm.
And he really showed genuine interest in our project.
Yeah.
And that really, that did seem different from the other. I think we probably caught up with Michael last. And so that really stood out to us because it seemed different from all the other interactions that we had. And I'm sure they were excellent and could have delivered what SoftPositive did, but they were more interested in selling themselves and what they could do rather than showing genuine interest in us. And so I think that's where Michael kind of stood out.
Yeah.
That team. So also the solution that Michael provided us, I know it's going against everything that everyone has said, but it was actually more cost efficient.
Okay.
So it was significantly cheaper that we noticed it. And because Michael had bothered to break it down, we could see where that time was being spent and what was actually happening.
Yeah.
And so, it was more cost efficient. And for a business of our size, where we're not really focused on software development, we're consultants. So that cost efficiency was really important to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And because we don't really have much experience in this space, we did get some feedback from some of Michael's previous clients, and all of them were glowing. So they were all really positive and encouraging. So based on our vibe and, how Michael would responded to us in Teams and subsequent communication and the feedback from his previous clients, we decided to go with SoftPositive.
Excellent. What a great story. What stood out for you in the way Michael's team, worked? Because you've been working on this a little while now.
Yeah.
Was there anything that really stood out in how they interacted with you in doing the actual job?
Yes. They were just so efficient, which I wasn't used to. And they were very low maintenance, which I wasn't used to. So there was no HR issues. And I'm not sure if that's a cultural thing or whether Michael shielded us from that. But whatever it was, there was no HR issues. They were so efficient. They showed clear understanding of our project. And Michael himself, he was and is amazing. I really had no idea about what I was doing in terms of software development. This is a side project for us.
Yeah.
So I can kind of do other things, but software development is not my thing. And so, the lingo, the tools, any part of it, we just had no idea. I remember sitting in a meeting once, and I think they said something about Panda. I was like, what the hell's Panda? So I had to Google it. So there's so many things I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Even Trello, Jira, we'd never used any of these tools before. And it's just basic software development stuff.
Yeah.
And to his credit, he's never made me feel like I was asking stupid questions, even though I'm sure there were plenty.
Yeah, yes.
I won't get him to elaborate on that, I don't think. And, his leadership and the way he ran the team was really different from what I had previously experienced.
Yeah.
I remember with our previous developers, there was one time I asked for what I thought was a really simple update, and I asked for a time frame, and they said 20 days. I was like, 20 days? How could it? Very naive. I don't actually know what I'm talking about. I was like, how could this possibly take 20 days? You can imagine what you can get done in 20 days.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the knowledge, and I think Michael knows this. I didn't have the knowledge or the skill to push back, to ask, is this appropriate? Is there another way of doing it? And so I just felt like I was stumbling around in the dark, and I just really wasn't equipped to manage the team. But there was no one else to do that for me. So I've never felt like that with SoftPositive and with Michael at the helm. I think with Michael helping me with the management, as helping me doing everything, and how efficient the team are behind him, there was so much progress in this software that we just really hadn't seen before, and it was really exciting for me, and it was really good. I felt really proud that we could demonstrate to our Resonate team that we're committed to innovation, doing things better, because we had the right team behind us to deliver our projects, and we could actually see tangible outcomes finally that we could use every day in our business. We talk about innovation all the time. And it was just really nice to be able to deliver something finally, because Michael and the team were there. So they were just amazing.
Well, I mean, that's a really, positive endorsement, not just of their skill and so on, but obviously that attitudinal element that comes often with the cultural aspects. I guess, Deb, things changed, as we all know. How would you describe how the team at SoftPositive continued to work with you on the projects, since the invasion?
I know Michael said thank you to his clients for putting up with them, but there was nothing to put up with. There was I didn't notice anything. There's been no change whatsoever. And if you weren't following the news, if you weren't up to date, you would have no idea what they were going through. I mean, we don't know what they're going through. We wouldn't know what was happening on the ground. I don't know if you've experienced that, Trevor, but there was just...
No, I don't think any of us have experienced
just
what they have gone through.
Yeah, they just have had no complaints. They've just continued to deliver. Their work ethic is unbelievable, and it hasn't wavered. We definitely go on more breaks than they do. Like, they just don't take breaks. They don't stop work. I think Michael even mentioned we're taking Christmas break, and our industry shuts down for 2 weeks. And he was like, "Oh, we're taking a break." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, we're taking a break too." I was like, "We're shutting it down for 2 weeks." And he was like, "Oh, that's a long time." I mean, that was pre-invasion, but it's the same now. And even when we message to check in on the team on how they're going, there's no complaints. They just all they would say is thank you for checking in and everything is fine. And I just can't comprehend how I just can't comprehend that. So they've continued to work so hard, and I have so much, and everyone at Resonate has so much respect for them. And really puts into perspective what we go through here. And just going back to your question, they were unbelievable before, and I think even more so now in context of their situation.
Well, that's a really wonderful insight, Deb, and thank you very much for sharing that. It's just great to get that sort of understanding from someone that's actually working a project with them. So thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'd now like to...
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mike.
Michael.
Thank you for such kind feedback. I really appreciate it. And I want to add maybe one little thought. It's not only about me being dedicated to this project and to building up projects for you. It's also about the whole team, and we always encourage our team members and clients to have direct communications between the team. And Deb knows that all of our team members on a daily basis communicate with Resonate team, and it's all about the team, mostly about the team and their dedication to their jobs.
That's great, Michael. We can see that there's a very strong connection between you two, so that's really wonderful.